From being one of the greatest boxers to ever step into the ring to trying his best to ruin his own legacy, there's little reason left for Floyd Mayweather to keep fighting, and his retirement call is a big question mark in all of this. You could say that it's one of the biggest reasons, at least to me, that is. I mean, the dude's fought probably anyone he could back in the day. Who doesn't remember his famous bout with Manny Pacquiao, and then the one with Conor McGregor? Well, we all do, and more importantly, he won both of them in a plethora of other matches. The point being, by the time he announced his retirement in 2017, he had fought 50 matches and won all of them. So it completely made sense when he did retire. And to be fair, in 2017, he was already way past the age at which boxers usually retire. So he was already using his extra lives at that point. But I also get it. Like, I'd be willing to fight as well if I was still in top form. But what's really weird is the fact that ever since his retirement, Mayweather hasn't stopped fighting. Okay, so what was the retirement for? I honestly have no idea. Could it be to safeguard his 50-0 record? Because he's only been fighting exhibition matches ever since, which is another reason why he should stop or man up. Okay, yeah, I might have said too much. You can't tell Mayweather to man up. My mistake. But seriously though, what's with all these exhibition matches? He's already fought in 4 different exhibition bouts, one of which was the highly controversial match against Logan Paul. Yet not even all of that was enough, since he's now preparing for his 5th against Aaron Chalmers on the 25th of February. Fighting exhibition matches obviously gives Mayweather an advantage. Apart from the tons of cash, he's also safeguarded from any record changes. Yeah, that's right. No matter what the result of these matches is, they never get added to his once-in-a-lifetime 50-0 record. Regardless of this safety net, most of these matches have ended with no result. So yeah, it wouldn't be wrong to say that it's just show, but that's annoying. I mean, I get it that the man's already fought enough and doesn't need to keep going for a better record, but that's exactly my point. The man's already fought enough. It's literally been 5 years since he announced his retirement, so maybe it's time to act on it as well. Although, I know that none of this matters to the guys making money off of him, which of course includes himself. So, how much money is really enough money? I mean, he's already worth $450 million with his total career earnings crossing a whopping $1.1 billion. Can you even top that? Isn't being one of the richest athletes of all time not enough? Well, apparently not. And I guess that's why he's often referred to as Floyd Money Mayweather. One thing that I find really unfortunate in all of this is the fact that how quickly and easily celebrities forget that this amount of money is basically a dream for many. Even knowing someone with so much remains a dream for most people on this planet, and they pass on just like that. With this level of financial success, Mayweather has achieved a level of financial security that most people will never experience. He has been able to enjoy a luxurious lifestyle, buy expensive cars, homes, and jewelry, and provide for his family and loved ones. Given this level of financial success, there may be little motivation for Mayweather to continue fighting, but for some reason, he keeps on going. Is it because he can? Or could it be his greed taking over him? While there's nothing inherently wrong with earning money, there may be a point where the desire for more becomes excessive. Mayweather has already established himself as one of the greatest boxers of all time, and continuing to fight for financial gain may tarnish his legacy. Speaking of legacy, isn't that something sacred? After all, by fighting exhibition matches, isn't that the one thing that you're protecting by all means? I mean, the guy's already achieved legendary status in the sport. He's won multiple world titles across 5 weight classes, which is a rare feat that few boxers have ever accomplished. Not to forget the 50-0 record that he's guarding with all his dear life. But the one thing that he's forgetting is that while, yes, it's a good thing that he gets to protect his record, however, if he continues to play meaningless exhibition matches, then none of that would even matter. I know, I can't predict the future, but really, I wouldn't be able to appreciate his achievements when I still see him fighting every other month. And if I feel that way, I'm sure many others, especially as fans, feel the same way. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Plus, imagine if he were to brutally lose a match. Doesn't matter if it were an exhibition match, it'll put a dent in his legacy. injury, and it's bound to happen one day or the other. He can't keep going on like this, not forever. It's natural. The pretty boy is already 45, and soon a guy who's years younger than him could succeed in gaining the upper hand. So what then? Wouldn't it be better to just retire instead? And while we're on the subject of age, let's see why that's also a big concern. No matter how hard or how good you are at something, you can't deny the natural way of life. You can't consider yourself an equal to someone at the age of 25 while you're in your late 40s. It just doesn't work like that. Even more concerning is the risk of serious injury. Boxing is a dangerous sport, and fighters risk suffering injuries such as brain damage, concussions, and other types of trauma. And with growing age, the risk of damage only increases. Mayweather has been fortunate enough to avoid most of that, but who's to say that it couldn't happen now? The difference would be that at 45 or older, the injuries would become more intense and harder to recover from. And God forbid, if Mayweather were to suffer a serious injury, it could not only impact his career, but also his quality of life going forward. Retiring now would allow Mayweather to leave the sport with his legacy intact. He has already accomplished so much in boxing that there is little left to prove. By retiring, he could cement his status as one of the greatest boxers of all time and avoid any potential damage to his record or reputation, which also makes me think of other things in his life apart from boxing. At the end of the day, Mayweather is as human as any one of us, and no matter how much he likes to believe that money's everything, it's not. He's got a family like everyone else, and I'm sure they'd be wanting him to spend more time with him now than ever before. Not just his own children, but as he revealed, even his children have children. Mayweather is a grandpa, so while I don't recommend that he just goes home and starts counting his days, I do think that it's time that he spends more and more time with his family instead. And why not indulge in more, less harmful aspects of life, such as his personal relationships, business ventures, or philanthropic endeavors? He could use his platform and influence to make a positive impact in other areas and continue to inspire others with his achievements in and out of the ring. Retiring would help him elevate those parts too. And there you have it. Some reasons why it's time for Mayweather to finally hang his gloves.